Hey everyone, it's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I'm in my home office today. Um, didn't have a lot of time to run all over. We've been working hard. Andrew was up again most of the night working on paintings. He is now, I don't know if he'll be on here, he's now taking a little bit of a rest. So we've been working on getting these paintings up that we're going to show you and have shown you yesterday. We're going to show you some more today. I have some that we've put online that may already be available and or sold. I don't know. I haven't been able to keep track today. So thank you all out there who have been purchasing these. Some of you purchasing one at a time, some purchasing 4 or 5 at a time, and we really do appreciate that. So we're going to take a look at that, and we're just going to chat a little bit because other than showing these today, that's been pretty much life. So how are you all doing? If you're out there, say hello. Hello, Suzanne. Thank you for tuning in. AG Bead fam out there. We've got a lot going on. Updates, Barnaby seems to be doing better today, even better than before. He wanted to go out a little bit, so I took him for like 2 or 3 minutes outside, and we just pretty much sat on the porch because it's so cold and windy. But he went out and ate a little bit of grass. He likes to eat the grass sometimes to help his digestion. Gilbert joined us for a few minutes, and then the wind started blowing like crazy, and it scared them both. So they got back in the house real quick. So that was good. Before that, I went grocery shopping, and I forgot something, of course, so I got to go back. But I think I plan to make vegetable soup and have it with some bread tonight. So I got the fixings for vegetable soup and some good noodles and some nice bread. I'm not going to be cooking my own bread or baking my own bread, y'all. So see, I say cooking my own bread. But I did buy bread. I'm going to make the soup. This is the first time I think I've actually made vegetable soup on my own in a long, long time. So I looked up some recipes and I'm combining some recipes and we'll see what happens. But I did forget carrots. I thought I had carrots. We like always have carrots. No carrots. So I got to go back out and get carrots because vegetable soup, I was going to make it without the carrots. And then I'm like, but it's not vegetable soup without a carrot, right? How do you do that? So I'm going to run back after this video, grab some carrots, and make some soup. Let's see what's all been going on. Norma is with us. Hello, Harry. Thank you for tuning in today. Hello, Donna. Thank you for joining us. Marianne is with us. Suzanne asks, how was your beef stroganoff? It was actually, I have to say, I think it was pretty good. Andrew said he liked it, so I hope that's not the marital pact that you can't say the food's bad, but I think he actually enjoyed it. I thought it was actually really good, so that was a good experiment on making that. That's something I've never made before, so I think it came out really good. And the actual beef, I used Morningstar beef crumbles, and even though it gave it a much different texture kind of than what it would have been beef chunks or strips of steak like a lot of times you have, it was still, I think, really good. Really worked out. Donna says, windy and bone-chilling cold in central Alabama. Sorry to hear that. It is today here, it's 32 degrees right now. It's hovering between 27 and 34. Those are the lows and highs. So right now it's 31. It's below freezing and it's windy. So that's pretty cold, but pretty normal for this time of year. Donna says, I love a good veggie soup. Nice. Me too. I'm not usually in the mood for soups though until it gets cold. I don't know why. I guess that's probably pretty normal. I do like cold soups, gazpacho and borscht. Is it borscht? Yeah, you can do it cold. Beet soup. I like those. I guess because it's hot. You don't eat hot things. Although we eat a lot of hot things. I don't know why soup's different, but seems different. Cindy says we are making veggie soup tonight too. Nice. That's awesome. I hope mine comes out okay. I've not made it, like I said, on my own in a very long time, if ever, actually. I don't know if I've ever. I used to help my grandmothers. Both my grandmothers made good vegetable soups and chicken soups and things. So sometimes I would help, but this will be different. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Marianne said carrots are required, right? You got to have carrots. Got to go back. I was gonna, because I got lots of veggies, some zucchini and what else did I get? Celery and peas and corn and green beans. And I thought I had carrots the whole time in my head. I'm like, I got carrots at home. I do not. Oh, Cynthia's doing it with cheddar biscuits from Red Lobster. Nice. I'm doing it with some of that bread that we got when you were here. One of those loaves, one of those loaves of bread. I got another one, and we're gonna put some butter on that, and it's gonna be good. Although I do love the cheddar biscuits, or the Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster. I haven't had those in a long time. Long time. Hello, Lorraine. Thank you for tuning in. 16 degrees up there in Canada. Yikes, that's cold. Donna says lows for the next 5 nights is going to be in the 20s. That's, I think, for us too. We're 27 though, the high 20s at least. The high 20s at least. Harry said it is 29 here and going down to 15 overnight. Lots of wind. Y'all live in colder spots than we do. Suzanne says we have a freeze plan in effect tonight. I really feel for the homeless people and animals. Yeah, it's really hard, right? I still never got a box built for our outdoor cats, so I hope they have somewhere to go. I know, we're not the only, like, I take them on like they're ours. They're not our cats. I do feel bad for them, but I know there are lots of people in the area also that put out little heated boxes and things, and I would still like to get one and get it running or build one. We'll see. But we're still feeding them and making sure they have food and water at least. So that's important. Cindy says I'm going to add cabbage. I got cabbage too. I got cabbage because I was reading a lot of recipes and not a lot of them mentioned cabbage, and one did, and I was like, both my grandmothers actually put cabbage in their vegetable soup. So I'm going to add that cabbage too. So I got cabbage, I got zucchini, I got peas, I got corn, I got celery, and I got green beans. And then I got to add carrots and potatoes too. I'm going to have potatoes in mine. So I think that's what I got. Harry said we were having Chinese delivery tonight. That sounds delicious too. Maybe tomorrow, Friday night, might be Chinese for us. But I'm kind of liking cooking a little more. Andrew usually does all the cooking. At least that's the way it was in the beginning of the relationship. He cooked mostly because he worked in restaurants and he did cooking and he's good at it. And he's very good at making up things on the fly. So pulling things from the cabinet that we have left and making them into something, he's like a pro at it. Whereas I look up a recipe and then I'm like, okay, I got to go to the grocery store and get this and this and this and this to make this one thing. And I think that just comes from experience too. I don't cook very often, so I don't have that experience, but trying to cook a little more takes some of the pressure off him of doing that, because he's working really hard on these paintings and coming up with ideas for things to do in Pittsburgh for the Handmade Arcade that we're going to be at on December 2nd and 3rd. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area around December 2nd or 3rd, stop in the Handmade Arcade. Make sure you come and see us. There will be over 250 craft vendors that are juried in. Not everyone gets in. It's not one of those that you just pay for a table and you get a table. They are juried in. You have to be approved. Some people, it takes a while to get approved until there's the right spot and the right fit for everybody. We are able to get in because we have a scholarship. We're in a kind of scholarship program. So we have a table this year, and hopefully if we do well and we impress them enough and we have nice enough things, we'll be able to do it year after year with them. So that's our hope. So I'm trying to do more of the cooking and stuff so that Andrew can start focusing on all that stuff. That's the idea. Something in my room just turned on or something. It's making me a little bit, I'm hearing things like, what is that? Norma says, I got a loaf of fresh-baked rustic Bohemian beer bread. There's Barnaby's tail. Here, Barnaby. Everybody wants to see you. They want to know how you are, buddy. There he is. That's my boy, huh? He's doing okay. He's been a little bit sleepier than usual, which always concerns me, but he's doing okay. I think He's okay. He's doing better. He hasn't been coughing as much today, so that's good. So Norm was saying, got a rustic Bohemian beer bread from the local bread bakery. Haven't tasted it yet, but it looks and smells fantastic. Maybe I need to make some veggie soup to go with it. It's veggie soup for everyone tonight, right? Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully that's good. I hope it's good. I know the bread I got is good. I like it. It's just a multigrain bread, but it's a really nice bread, and it's not it's pre-sliced, but they're thin slices, but it's not like flimsy. It's actually pretty dense and holds up. So that's why I got it for the soup. Let's see here. Suzanne is having pasta arribata. Arribata, isn't that the angry? Is that the angry one? Angry pasta, the spicy one? Arribata, spicy, angry. That sounds good too. Marion says, fingers crossed for success. Yes. Cinnamon and Charlie say, hello, Barnaby. You got fans out there, Barn. Got fans out there. Lorraine says, he's such a handsome kitty. He is. He's my handsome little boy. My handsome buddy. You gonna purr? These kids do not purr that much. Barnaby is starting to. Gilbert is starting to too. But Paolo and Babette used to purr. You could hear them across a room. They were so loud and very purrful. Whereas these kids, you have to listen to see if they're purring. But I think he's purring. I can feel him vibrating a little bit. Donna says to Norma, that sounds delicious, right? It is. A good bread is good. I'm not a huge bread person. I don't eat a lot of cakes and cookies. I eat them once in a while. Sometimes I get a craving and then I go crazy and then I stop for like weeks. But a good bread is a good thing, I think. So, hit the share button, everybody. That's my time to say, please hit the share button so that we can get these out into the world and let people know what we've got and let people know we exist and that they can hang out with us too and talk and chat and get to know each other and make friends. I think that's one of the really important things that we've been able to do with this is we're able to make friends all over the world, which is incredible to me. And we get to know you, and we don't always remember every detail, right? You can't remember everything about everyone, but it's always good to see you. When we don't see someone for a while, we start to wonder, are you okay? And we've reached out to some people that way, and thankfully most of them are okay. They just get busy in their life, and we know that happens. Or maybe you start taking classes, or you take a different job, or your job changes, and so we're thankful for everyone who can make the time to watch these videos with us. And so we want to, add more great people to this list, and get to know them and, build that support system, because it's hard, y'all. It's hard out there, right? Life can be hard, but life can be amazing, and you all help make our lives amazing. So thank you for that. Please share these videos so that other people can join in on this fun and hang out with us and get to know all of us too, because you all are worth getting to know. I will say that for sure. I hope you think we are too. Let's see here. What is everybody saying? Harry says, I visited the art show online that Andrew is in. It was interesting, but I like his the best of the group. Thank you. He'll be happy to hear that, Harry. We admire your art and your skills and you as a maker. So thank you for that. Marion says, good bread with butter. Yum. Oh, right? I know. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Let's see here. Norma says, Donna, it's a European style bakery and everything from them is so good. It smells so wonderful when you walk in. I love a good bakery, right? Even though I don't eat that kind of stuff all the time. We have a bread maker in town, and he mostly does sourdough, and it is amazing. The only thing is, he's only open one day a week. He takes all the rest of the time to prepare the sourdough, to get the bread ready, to bake the bread. And generally, some days he has a reservation system where you can order in advance, and some days it's just walk in. And I have gotten so busy, I have not gotten to figure out which days are which, or if he's still doing that, or if it's all order. I don't know anymore. So unfortunately, we haven't gotten bread from him for a long time, because I drove by. I just happened to be driving by. I think he's open on Fridays from 3 to 7 p.m. 3 to 7. It's his only open to the public day, and he's along the road coming into Ligonier, and literally there were cars backed up and parked along the side of the road for like a half a mile, in front of his shop, where people are parking and walking up to the shop. I figured that day must have been a come and get it day instead of a reserve online, because the whole parking lot was full. It was full down the street. People were parking in other people's parking lots. I was like, oh my goodness, if somebody has to get out, I don't know how they're going to do this. But I mean, obviously his bread is good and people love his bread. I love his bread, but we just don't, you know, sometimes when you get out of the habit of something, because we used to get his bread often, but it was always, at that time, it was always come and get it. There was no reservation system. So now that there is one, me being anxious, I'm like, I don't want to walk in on a day when it's reserved and be like, can I have something, please? Because he'd probably feel bad and want to give me something. So, because he's a nice guy. So, yeah, we're lucky to have one. But I do wish that I knew, and I need to look at his email newsletter, and see what days. Maybe I'll get some this week. We'll see. That would be good, even though it might be Chinese takeout tomorrow. Who knows? Let's see here. Lorraine says, I would be in that line for good bread, right? It is good. It is good. And I think he still makes them. He used to make pretzels, and his pretzels were so good. They were sourdough pretzels, and they were soft pretzels, which I love, 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 love a good soft pretzel. I don't know about you all, how you feel about that, but I love a good soft pretzel, and his were good. They were like cheddar ones, and I think a cheddar jalapeno. So good. So good. Harry says, I baked a whole wheat focaccia a few days ago. It was dense and very chewy. That's good. That's what you want from a good focaccia, right? Good job. I know you bake bread. I feel like I could bake bread. I feel like I could be a baker of bread. I don't want to make cupcakes and things like that. But bread, there's something about it that has always interested me, the idea of baking bread. It's that French loving culture part of me, I think. The reason I went into studying French is just that whole culture of, baking bread and good bread and good cheese and all that, I guess. Who knows? Just me, right? It's allowed to be. We're allowed to be us, right? Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining in. So we're just chatting and hanging out for a few minutes. And then I'm going to show you in a little bit here. I'm going to show you some of the All My Little Words paintings that went out earlier today. So you may have seen these in the online store. Some of them may be sold. Like I said at the beginning, I did not go through these again and see which were sold or which weren't, because that could change in an instant while we're on this video. So there's no point in really doing that. But I do have some more that Andrew handed to me just before he took a nap. And we're going to look at those. And those are not yet in the online store, and they will go in the online store almost immediately following this video. I got enough time today to queue them up. All I have to do is turn them on, select them and turn them on. So I will do that immediately following this video if you want to get any of those, but I will show the ones that are already there first. We'll take a little intermission in there, and then we'll get right into the ones that we haven't seen at all, can't get yet. All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We were closed in the store today, and we had originally decided we were going to be closed when we were going to New York, because we didn't have someone to fill in. And this morning, either my alarm didn't go off, and I say this morning, but it was nearly this afternoon by the time I got up. My alarm either didn't go off or I shut it off in my sleep, which is possible because we were up pretty late working on this stuff and working on some other things. So I woke up and it was already like 11:30, 11:45 when I got up, and Andrew was up. I'm like, why did you wake me up? He's like, I didn't know if you were going in or not today. So we decided that it would be best for me just to stay home. and I wanted to hang out with Barnaby and spend some time with him. And he's been my buddy today, part of the time while I've been in my office here making posts and scheduling out posts and researching and adding these paintings to the online store. So I got to spend some time with him, and that was nice. That was very nice. So it was nice to kind of have a day that was a little low-key, right? It's good to have a low-key day once in a while. I didn't feel like the need to, after I got over, I felt like I needed to rush. Then I had no need to rush, which felt good. So yeah, but I was in the supermarket and somebody thought the worst when they saw that about Barnaby, and I was like, no, I want to make it clear. He is still okay. He's been a little bit slow and a little bit, just sleepy, a little bit more sleepy than usual. I think he's probably wearing himself out a little bit, but he is okay. We didn't have to take him anywhere. We didn't close the store for that. We just closed because we didn't have someone originally, and it was raining here and it was cold, and I said, no one's coming out to buy beads in this, and if they do, they can come tomorrow for classes and buy their beads then. So that's why. Let's see here. Marianne says, I've made French bread not difficult. Yeah, I don't think it's difficult. It's just not, for one, we have very little counter space in our house. And for two, that counter space is usually taken up by stuff, what we do have. So actually having room to make bread would not be terribly easy. Harry says, my secret to good bread is to weigh everything and never measure. And limit the proof. Fold the bread to build structure. It's fun. Nice. Nice. I may have to ask you about that if I ever start making bread, because I'll probably forget that, but good advice, especially if it works for you, right? All right, we don't have a lot of people watching. We have like 10 people. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on out in the world. Hopefully everybody's okay. Normally if we have 20 to 30, maybe you're just tired of me, and that's okay. We all take breaks from one another sometimes, right? Or maybe you have looked at most of these paintings and you've gotten what you want and you don't need to look at any more. That's another thing too. But we do hope that you enjoy these videos, and I hope you enjoy these paintings. And I'm going to turn the camera around now and we're going to take a look at them, all right? Susan says, I would never be tired of you guys. Thank you. We appreciate that. But I know people have to take a break once in a while, right? Bring this light down here. I don't know if it's better with the light or without. We'll find out. Barn, I know you want to sit with me. I want to sit with you. But I got to snuggle up to this camera and this desk a little bit better here, buddy. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. He says, don't blind me. I know, you got to hide your face. All right, so one of the first ones is this Innovate. This is one of the ones that we put online this morning, I believe. I'm losing track of my days, but I think this was this morning. Andrew had a bunch ready for me, and this just got updated. Again, I do not know which of these may have sold already and which ones may have not. And I'm not even going to try to look at them all. I did look at this one. It's available. So this one is still available. If you'd like this one, Innovate. And if you're just tuning in, you didn't see our show yesterday. We talked a lot about why we made these and what these are for. So if you missed that, I do recommend going back and listening to that, because I don't want to be repetitive and just say the same thing all the time, even though I do that anyway. But because most of you watching, as I'm seeing the comments, already know what we're doing. And I know because I see your names. But if you are just watching this video for the first time, please go ahead and check out yesterday's video, and we will, it'll tell you. It'll tell you. Sorry, I got caught reading comments in my head. Marian says, I bought Truth. Thank you. Harry says, the contrast of the lettering is very nice. Thanks. Yeah, Andrew is going in, I believe, in all of this lettering and darkening it, because the laser engraved it, each one, and then because the laser leaves a bit of residue, Andrew has to go in. First, he cleans off the residue, the burned part from the laser, And then this is kind of, because the wood is kind of brown on the inside, so it's brown and not dark black. So he goes in with paints and he does that work, and then he does whatever he does to make the rest of it, which is add color and mix things, and I don't know what all he does. That's the process. I don't get in the way of the process, or at least I try not to. So that was innovate. Curious is the next one. So I tried again, I do say, we try to make the colors as best as we can on the photos for the website. But sometimes they're a little bit different. Sometimes cameras are capturing, a lot of times, for example, this white area, my camera at least, overblows that white area. So I have to try to tone that down a little bit. So I will say, if you do see a little bit of a white area and it looks pretty bright on screen, it's probably not that bright in real life. Like this heel, this looks very bright in the photo I took. I tried to tone it down as much as I could, but then it changes other colors. So, I'm not a photo editor. I do my best, but I did not go to school to learn photography or editing. But we do try to our best ability, make these look like the true color, so that when you get them, you're not disappointed. Of course, you may be looking on a different screen, and it doesn't matter anyway, because that other screen will make it look totally different. This is one that's still available, and I am amazed, actually, because I love all the different colors in this. And it's such, bright. Be a bright light. Be bright, right? I like that. I like that message. It's a good word to ponder and meditate on. Change is another one. These are all ones that we updated this morning. They have been in the online store since, well, probably this afternoon, actually. Not this morning. I was not up that early, obviously, after my story. But we have had these on for a little bit. Seek. Is this one taken? Let me look. Because maybe people just don't like yeah, this one's not taken either. Maybe y'all don't like all those colors. I like the multicolor ones. This is one of my very favorites. I like when there's all the different colors. But I think this is one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites. Here's Pride. Pride with all the colors. Whether you're doing this because you are, or someone you love is in the LGBTQIA plus community, or, it's good to have pride in yourself and your work too. It can be a bad thing if you go too far. Sometimes that's what they say anyway, right? But I think you should be proud of what you do and the things you make. Learn. This is a really pretty coloring too. I love this light green with some of these darker blues, little splashes of browns. Lorraine says, I like the multicolors too. I bought Love. Nice. Genius. Marion says, I like the multicolors, but I'm choosing based on the word. Yeah, that's what it's about, right? About the words that you gravitate toward. I think that's what's important. Peace. So what else have y'all been doing? Have you been making anything lately? Been making stuff? Harry made some bread. I know that much. What else have y'all been making? Anything good? Making jewelry, making art? Have you been hanging out with any of our other friends from the TGBE? I know Kristen does her art. I haven't been able to see any of her stuff lately. Have y'all been hanging out with her at all, or anybody else? Let me know in the comments. I feel like I'm just talking to myself sometimes if people don't talk back. You don't leave comments. Especially when we only have 10 people watching. So hit that share and leave some comments, everybody. Let's have some talk time. Let's have some talk time. Rain says, yes, I was sold on the word first. Yeah, I know. But I do like the word seek, and I do like the colors. The word seek and the colors are good. Cynthia says, I'm carving some pins to cast in resin. Nice. Can't wait to see those. Can't wait to see those. Well, there's Gilbert. Gilbert came in, looked at Barnaby on my lap, and turned around and left the room. He could have come in with us, but they get jealous of each other a little bit. They get jealous of each other a little bit. I'm trying to think of things that I've been doing. Oh, we mentioned, I think we mentioned, we got a Cricut, C-R-I-C-U-T, you know, that little cutting machine for our anniversary, for my anniversary gift, I guess, kind of, for both of us really, but we got a Cricut machine, and we're going to use that to make silkscreen-like things that we can use in enameling for the new enamel projects we're planning on making, and also for pottery, because you can use silkscreen screens to add glazes, I guess, and paints to pottery. So I'm looking forward to playing around with that. I have not gotten it out of the box yet. I opened the box and I looked at it, and then I closed the box. But right now, my room, my office, looks like a tornado came through. So we are in tornado time in my room because I took the laser out of here, and I told all of you, and I still haven't. Sorry. Gilbert did come in and tried to sit beside us, and Barnaby started swatting at him. So he must be feeling a little better. So when we took the laser out of my room, it left a hole and it left debris of all kinds. I have tons of different, woods and acrylics that use in the laser, and most of them are partially used. So, or, like not completely used, not used enough that you could throw them out, but just enough that you want to keep hold of it, because you might squeak out 1 or 2 or 3 more pendants, right? That's the way things are. That's the way things are. So I'm hoping to work on that maybe tonight and getting my room cleared out a little bit so that I can make a place maybe for the Cricut in here, but we might put that down by the laser in the dining room. The dining room's turning into our new house studio at the moment. But I think it would be better that it is down. It might be better that it's down out of my room, because it's nice to have a room of my own that I can come into, and there would be no reason to have to do other work in that room if I don't want to, right? But if Andrew needed to do something on the Cricut, just like if he needed to do something on the laser, then my room got taken over a little bit. And while I don't mind sharing, it is nice to have your own space if you're lucky enough to be able to do that. Let's see here. Suzanne says, nothing made today, thinking. Sometimes it's a thinking day, right? Sometimes you have to think about it, and you can't make every day because you'd wear yourself out and you'd have so much stuff you don't know what to do with. So slowing down and taking a moment to think is good. I agree. Marianne says, haven't made anything for a while. Why is that, Marianne? How come you're not making things? Hopefully it's because you're thinking of things too and planning. But I know you just got a job too, so maybe that's also part of it. Lorraine says, wonderful colors. Thank you. I love these. Every time, Andrew did hearts, a series of hearts with words before. Many of you may remember that. But these were done in heart shape, large hearts, and they had holes in them so you could hang them as like ornaments. And people really like them. But every time I see them, I'm always amazed at all the different backgrounds and how pretty they are. Marianne says, Barnaby, be kind to your brother. They like to, tousle a little bit most of the time. Most of the time. Suzanne says, I can't believe Thanksgiving is next week. I thought we had an extra week. Me too, Suzanne. Me too. My mom was asking me if we're going up to my brother's for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, oh, that's so far away. I don't know what's going to be going on. And then I'm like, oh, no, it's not that far away. Not at all. And then Jen, we had stupidly um, had classes set up for Black Friday. And while that would probably be okay, because our store, unfortunately, is pretty dead on Black Fridays, people tend to go to the big box stores. This is also one of my favorites. I also love this word. I'm guessing this one is sold out. It is. So I'm not going to show it too much. I'm not going to tease you too much with it, but I love that one. Whoever got that one, good job. We set up classes for Black Friday, and it's dead in store generally because it's, people go to the big box stores for their spectacular deals, which is fine. I go to them too when I need to. But Jen's like, can I take the day off because my brother is coming into town or she has family coming? I'm like, yes, of course. That wasn't even something we should have had there anyway. So yeah, Thanksgiving is sneaking up. Suzanne says, Marianne, how is your job? Right? Yeah, how is it? Marianne is planning some things, but also doing more reading. That's good. I know you like to read. I wish I liked to read more. I wish I could get myself sat down and actually read things. But I have, I'm not good at sitting still. I used to make fun of my brother, and I think it's karma that's getting me back. But I used to make fun of my brother for he would always, like, no matter what he was doing, if he was sitting somewhere, his leg was going, or his arm was going, or his head was, like tapping or thinking or moving, and just could not be still. And as I've gotten older, I now cannot be still. I was better at it when I was younger, but nowadays it's caught up to me. So sitting still and reading is very hard for me. I am listening to more audiobooks, mostly on my way to my other job. I listen to them in the car because I can pay attention to them in the car. I've been listening to some podcasts and things too, especially while I was working today, but I do have a tendency anytime I'm kind of in the zone working on things, I zone out of other things. So I don't know that I actually heard a lot of what I was listening to today, but that's okay. It's still, at least I'm getting some of the information. Dazzle is pretty dazzling, I think. This is a really nice color. And so these, and this is the last one here, these are the ones that we put on this morning that have been online and ready for you to purchase if you'd like to. They're only $25 each. And we wanted to make them very reasonable in price. One, because Andrew always tries to do something around the holidays to create artwork that is reasonably priced for everyone, so that it's affordable in all budgets. Look at those. Look at those. How pretty they are together. So we always try and make something affordable for the holidays. For those of you who, want to buy gifts either for yourself or for loved ones and not have to spend too much. For those who do have a hard time affording gifts, these are hand-created artwork for only $25, which I think is, it's not like super inexpensive, right? But it's also not crazy expensive. And these are all dry, so don't worry. You're seeing me stack them. They're dry. They're safe to stack. I'm not ruining any of them. Don't worry. So yeah, we do it for that. And also, we believe in the power of words. We believe in meditation and, kind of going deep and taking that time, as Suzanne said, to think and just, kind of sort yourself out a little bit. And I think these might help. These might help people kind of focus on either that New Year goal or that end of year kind of wrap up that we all maybe do. As I get older, I do those kind of end of year thinking thoughts more often than I used to nowadays. Susan, just in from some errands, excited to see these paintings. Hope things are better for you all. Things are going okay here. As I was saying at the beginning, Barnaby, he's been having some coughing issues today, but not nearly the kind that he was having before. So I think the weather is, now that it's kind of settling down into the cold time, he'll settle down, I hope, into that too. Let's see. Marion says, the job is good. Really nice group of people. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see here. Donna is working on a Frida Kahlo necklace set. Nice. That's awesome. Harry made a new necklace with the ceramic beads I got from you yesterday. As soon as I saw them, I knew what to do with some of them. That's awesome. I love it when that happens, right? When that kind of thing happens. It's kind of like a miracle, right? At least in my life. I think Harry generates that kind of energy more than me, but that's great. So these next batch, starting with this one, are ones that are not in the online store yet, but will be in the online store following this broadcast. All right, so do that. Donna says, William, homemade bread is super easy. That's what they say. That's what they say. Lorraine says, wow, and art is a special gift. Thanks, Andrew, for making some art affordable. Yeah, it's very important to us. We both grew up without a lot of money. I was lucky to be spoiled by grandparents and aunts and uncles who worked very hard, came from almost nothing, but worked very hard to have some money. We weren't rich by any means, but Andrew, he was very much, he grew up fairly poor, and it's very important to him that there are things out in the world, there's beauty being made that is affordable for everyone or as many people as possible. We could have priced these a lot more because there is a lot of work. Andrew did not sleep last night, everyone, making these ones that I'm showing you right now. He finished these ones and the ones before that. So today's episode is what he got done overnight and stayed up all night doing. So there's a lot of work in each one of these. So we could have charged more, but we like to make sure they're reasonable for people. Let's see here. Oop. Donna says, Andrew, you are very talented. These are beautiful. Thank you. I'll let him know, or he'll take a look at those. But he's resting right now. He's resting. He finally went to sleep a little bit. He's probably listening in there. Hard to sleep with me talking right next door, but let's see here. Susan says, that's understandable. The seesaw weather wreaks havoc on everyone's systems. Yeah, I think that's what it is. The first time we took him in to get him looked at was in the spring, and we were worried about him then. And now here in the fall into winter, colder weather, it's happening again. But we have steroids this time that we're giving him, liquid steroids that he takes. Marion says, what a segue, right? How about that? That was pretty good, right? That was off the cuff, on the fly, off the cuff. But it worked out, didn't it? Sometimes life comes together like that, like knowing what you're going to do with something as soon as you get it, right? So here's Dream. So Miracle and Dream. Hope. This one will be going into the online store immediately following this broadcast. It's going to be almost immediate that these will pop up. So you can, once I hit end here and say goodbye, you can refresh that web browser if there's any of these that you're seeing that you like and definitely want. I will not be I sent out an email today and a text message earlier today, so I will not be sending another one. So you all watching this video will know that these are coming up and you can get a chance to get them before we send out any notifications about these. I will probably make a Facebook post and an Instagram post about these ones later tonight sometime. Susan says, I've been making pendants, some for gifts, and tomorrow I'm going to string frames for them. I'm fighting another bug, so I will see what happens. Oh boy. Yeah, a lot of people are fighting bugs right now, whether they be colds or COVID. Our neighbor next door, she just got COVID. She thought she just had a cold, and then she took a test and realized it was COVID. So, um, yeah, a lot of people are going through it right now. So I hope you feel better. I hope you don't get anything serious. Donna says, I just love her, and the colors she used are just beautiful. I'm guessing you're talking maybe about Frida Kahlo? Or am I missing something else? I could be missing something else. Sometimes I forget the things I even talk about here, everybody, within seconds. Sometimes, it's like that stream of consciousness chatting, and then I don't actually register some things. So I'm sorry if I'm missing that connection. The only thing I can think about right now is that. Marion says, my manager has COVID. Oh no. Let's see. Donna says, my mom taught me how to make it, and I haven't made any in a while, but I need to start back. What are you talking about, Donna? You need to start back making bread? I'm guessing you're making bread. Maybe you're talking about that. I'm just seeing these comments pop up, so I don't know if it's time lagged or if there's something going on. They seem a little bit out of order, maybe. Or maybe you're rewatching and you're back further. Because if you rewatch these, I believe, so if you start right now, if you were to move the timeline back in YouTube to the beginning of this video, and you start watching from the beginning, and then you start commenting from the beginning, I will see the comments as they pop up. So it's out of sync for me sometimes. Marianne says bread. Yeah, it must be talking about the bread. So these ones that I'm showing you again are ones that are not yet in the online store, but they will be pretty much immediately following this video. Just enough time for me to say goodbye to y'all, move over to my computer, pull up the website, and change them from drafts to active participants, active on the website. I like this one a lot. This one makes me happy. Healthy. Nice greens. Looks healthy. I like that. And if you didn't watch yesterday, Andrew talked a little bit about when he makes these, when he, we put the words on them and we sometimes kind of find the backgrounds we want. A lot of these happen by happenstance. They just happen to look good with the color, like it kind of matches in my mind anyway. But he meditates on each word as he finishes them by adding extra color and darkening the letters and adding some of the white to stand out if needed. And as he goes, he meditates on each one, and that's how it ends up being finished. So there's a thought behind it. This one is probably one of my very favorites. I don't know if he meant to give me this one because it looks less finished than the others, because this is what they kind of start out more like. And so you can see in this one had more of the dots and things behind it. And then they mostly morph into kind of this more cohesive, more put together background. But I kind of really like this. So even if he gave it, like I was going to ask him, are you meaning to do more on that? If it doesn't sell, he'll probably do more on it, but I would buy it like that. So maybe some of you out there will. So I'm going to try it since he's napping anyway, and we're going to try that. So here are the next set of them that are going to go into the online store right after this video. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more. And I think there were 32 earlier. So that's what, 44 of them going onto the website today. 44 of them have or are going to be on the website added today. All right. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera around. This is a pretty quick one. But we really, you know, I was worried that these were going to be too quick, but then I realized, you know, we still go for like an hour, no matter what. And oh, look, I'm backwards. I didn't mirror the camera. So we didn't plan to do any of these this week, really, because we thought we were going to be in New York. So I figure any is better than nothing, right? So that's nice. So yeah, we are moving along. Trying to think if there was anything else. I always like to add something at the end, but I don't think there's anything. I gotta go to the grocery store. I'm gonna get some carrots so I can finish start my vegetable soup. And good luck with all of you out there who are making vegetable soup too. Cynthia, a few others, or who might decide to make it now that we've been talking about it so much. And good luck with all your dinners. I hope you have a great evening, and we will see you back here for something tomorrow, probably more paintings. I'm assuming we're probably going to finish off the paintings tomorrow. So if you do have any questions, you can send us an email at info@allegorygallery.com. Let me pop that up. If you have any questions about anything, we do not always see comments on posts. Some people ask us things by commenting on the post, and that's fine if we see it. Unfortunately, we don't always see it. So if you do ever have questions or, you know, concerns or anything, the best way is see them backwards is via email right here, info@allegorygallery.com. All right. Thank you all so very much, and have a lovely, lovely evening, and stay warm, everybody. I know it's getting cold all around the country. And if your country's not cold, good for you, right? Have a good one. All right, everybody. See you soon. Bye now.